New intro.
Welcome to Sons of Screens. I am Faye. That is Colonel. It's not
Hello.
going to talk some film franchises. Our we're gonna count down our favorite franchises individually. But right now, let's catch up to good old Papa Colonel here. How you doing?
Hello, everybody. Everything's been going pretty good. We part of the reason that we've been on a hiatus for the last few months is I recently became a new father, so there was a few other
Yeah,
higher priority items than trying to get recordings out.
right. Well, a big part of
But
it, and this is
he's
my
doing good. Mom's
public.
doing good.
Well, hell yeah. But a big part of it, though, is a public apology on my end. Like I was also lackluster on producing the show this last year. So we were starting to do this literally a year ago. I think it was February when we birthed Sons of Screens, and
It
then
was.
I lackluster. And then about the second half of the year, though, we both just were going through some stuff. You were making babies, and I was moving and starting new jobs and stuff. So it was.
Yeah. Fill everybody in on that move. That I feel like that move took longer, like a year longer than it should have.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was 2 years since we told them we were having to move, and then it finally came to fruition. Just one apartment over to another. But I got to literally because I'm a hoarder, so is my mom. So we had a small apartment full of shit. So we finally got to throw out a bunch of shit that we didn't need anymore. Moved over to the apartment. Now it's still more clean. I promise in future episodes I'll have a better background to look at. But like,
Well,
'cause
don't feel
I
bad
still
about
have a
being a hoarder
decorator.
because, as my wife would tell you, I am a pretty bad hoarder as well. I think
Yeah.
it was bred into me from my family.
Well, that's the thing though, because you'll go through some shit. You're like, no, I want to keep that. No, I want to keep that too.
Well,
And
I'm
you're just like, no, you got to
like
depart from
my
shit.
like my grandparents, they lived through the depression, so like if there was anything that you could possibly have a use for later, you kept it so that you didn't have to go buy it. And I got that trait.
Hmm. See, my hoarder problem is just if whether it's sentimental value or just something I thought it was cool, even though I have nothing to do, like I have nowhere to display it or what to even do with it. I still kept it because I was like, well, that's fucking cool though. I won't keep that.
Yeah,
That was
I've
my
got enough
problem.
posters to cover like 3 walls, and I don't have anywhere to put them.
I know. I have one poster that I intend to hang up, and that was the David Arquette autograph poster from Texas
Mm-hmm.
Frightmare Weekend. And then I
Yep.
have my little freaked poster that I bought 2 Frightmares ago. Those are going to be framed and hung. And I'm actually going to frame some shit now, so anybody that's watched from the past and you see my wall and I just have shit just taped to the wall, that's not happening anymore. I'm actually going to frame some shit and hang it up.
That's going to be
Just keep those.
a new experience.
Yeah, I got a couple of pictures that are framed that are hung up, but then I
Yeah,
just
I
kind of
haven't been to
stopped.
your new apartment yet, but I remember your old apartment, your old room.
It's just
There's a lot of stuff on the walls, but it was just there.
yeah, it looked like a teenager's fucking bedroom, just posters and, and photos and shit. The only thing that was framed was those paintings that I got from an ex girlfriend who sucked ass. but they still meant a lot to me in there, and they were hung up.
Funny stuff.
But yeah, now we're back. It's the new year. And we're thinking with the new year, we're gonna also to try some new beer.
Yes.
That's it. That rhymed. I didn't. That was not
Good job,
intentional.
Andrew.
That
It's like
was
you
not
picked that one out.
intentional. So we're thinking for a while here until we run out of fucking beer to try. We're
I
gonna
don't think
try
that's
a.
possible. I feel like there's a new craft beer that pops up about once every week.
Right. Well, me being a smaller town, I don't have a big like liquor store, but there's a brewery here in town that's constantly coming up with
Mm-hmm.
new shit, so I can constantly plug their shit, I guess. And let's
See,
see with that.
I've I've tossed around the idea of getting one of those brew kits and trying to make some of my own beer.
Oh, eventually down the line, we're gonna have a Sons of Screens beer.
It would be fun.
Oh God, I can't imagine what that would taste like.
Well, I mean, we have to obviously go through a lot of iterations of testing. I mean, we
Yeah,
gotta make
yes.
it taste good, right?
And when we do those testings, I'm gonna make sure I buy us some lab coats so we can actually be professional about it too. Got the white coats, maybe a stethoscope so we can hear the beer. I don't know.
Some goggles.
Yeah. Some of those
Maybe,
weird
maybe even a full-on respirator.
yeah. Those triangular glass things that people do science experiments in. I forgot what they're called. But, you know.
Well, I mean, you got beakers, you got flasks, you got graduated cylinders.
What's funny is I was about to say like what Beaker uses from Muppets, not even thinking that it's actually that's what they're called as beakers. Good old pop culture references. It teaches me some shit.
Right.
But anyway, the beer I have this week though, it is called UFO Maine Blueberry. It is made from Maine blueberries. And it's called UFO. I don't even know what company it is. I'm surprised it was even in this local store.
Interesting.
It's employee owned apparently because they put that in big letters on the fucking can. Not the strongest beer. It's 4.8 in alcohol, but I do like berry flavor stuff. I don't know if I like blueberries or not. I just like if the word berry is in it, I'll probably like it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We'll see what this is. And with it being a weekly beer, I'm thinking it's not going to be too stout. Today, Junior.
Well, so the beer that I have
Mm-hmm.
is from a company called Fat Orange Cat.
Fat Orange.
Yeah, it's 5% by volume, and it is a jalapeno jack. Hot jalapeno ale.
You starting with a little spicy beer, huh?
Yep. It kind of jumped out at me. So I figured I'd give it a try.
You're not gonna like it. Well, okay, well, since you got a hot beer, let me try mine first. Then we're gonna let you try yours.
Well, I mean, I do like hot stuff, and I love jalapenos. I just don't know how that's gonna pair with beer.
Right. Well, just like I don't know, berries. Ooh, opening the can smelled very delicious.
I can smell jalapenos in it.
So we both going to try at the same time and give our play-by-play, or one goes, another goes, or
we can try it at the same time.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
It is not bad.
Jalapeno beer, not bad, huh? That's a little kick to it.
I might have to buy some more of these.
Really? So, like, you get a little spice tingle? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
and I mean, you get a little bit of jalapeno flavor, and I mean, it really doesn't taste like beer at all.
That's not like beer at all. Mine tastes like beer with flavor packet in it. Like, you know, you buy the sports drinks. That's what mine tastes like. Your common lager with a blueberry flavor enhancer in the bit, which is good. I mean, it's not bad. Now,
so while we finish these beers, what were some of the your favorite screen things in 2024 since we just started 2025 a few days ago?
Took the words right out of my mouth, sure. See, things on screen. Like I was trying to think of this today at work because it was a slow day at work. Well, it was a slow enough day at work to where I probably could have done some other shit, but I was like, no, I'm going to sit here in my office and think about the show tonight.
Important stuff.
Yeah. I was trying to think of like newsworthy stuff that I saw on the screen. I'm like, but there's never anything good on the news. So
I tried to steer clear of like the news topics just because I hate politics, and
it's not even politics. It's stuff that you saw on the news, like good news. Like there's never any good news. I mean, I guess some I don't know. Some pedophiles died, so that's good news. But
That's always
I
good.
don't know any major headlines.
That is always good news.
Yeah. Let's see.
So kind of what I pulled up a few things, but I kind of narrowed it down to like a couple movies and a few TV shows that I kind of felt like
Okay.
won 2024.
So I got plenty of movies to talk about that I saw in 2024, but I was trying to think of outside movies for myself.
I know, but like I was looking at pop culture stuff and this and that, and it kept talking about like a Drake feud with somebody, and I was like, I don't care about that.
Oh, Jake and Kendrick Lamar. They not like us.
Was it
They not like
was
us.
it 2024 that Will Smith slapped?
No, that was
That was
2023 Oscars.
23. Okay,
Yeah.
I would say
That's
that
been a
would be a good one, but
But Will Smith started making his comeback in 2024, though, with the new Bad Boys that came
Mhm.
out this year. Did you see that?
I did not see it. I heard it was not that great.
Well,
Like
do
it's-
you like the Bad Boys franchise?
I love Bad Boys, so I'm sure I would like it, but it's like what I heard is that they were getting old and trying to still do young guy things.
They're trying to force some shit into it, for sure. For sure. I still enjoyed it, though, because, I mean, like, I think it's really hard for them to have Martin Lawrence and Will Smith together and completely fail, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, those two's chemistry is so good to where
It is very good.
they could ask them to sit into a paint by numbers class and we'll still watch it and be entertained by it. We won't repeat it every year, but it'll be still.
And I do believe that, and I mean, we'll get into this a little bit later, but I do believe that Bad Boys movie did bring them into a franchise.
Yeah, it did bring him into the franchise. Because four, and we'll talk more about the franchises later.
So,
But
like,
I think 2024 though. Let's I want to hear your 2024 screen things because I'm wondering if you're going to mention something that I know that you want to mention about.
well, so like Deadpool Wolverine. Like, I was so
you finally
excited.
watched that? You never told me that you saw that.
Oh, we watched it in theater. Like
Oh.
it finally, like it was delayed for so long, and it finally came out. I was so excited to see it, and it did not disappoint.
It did not. It did not disappoint whatsoever.
And then Twisters, loved that movie.
Had a kid. Okay, I never even asked you on your opinion on Twisters because I keep hearing mixed reactions on Twisters.
So I feel like they should have included a little bit more tie-in to the first one, but it's a great standalone movie.
I think they missed an opportunity there. I think Chick's mom should have been Helen Hunt.
And they may have been trying to do that, and it just didn't work out. But like,
well, I know Helen Hunt was down for it, so I don't know why they didn't do it.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but when she goes back to her mom's house and they're sitting there, they do pan to a picture of the group from the original thing. So she obviously had something to do with the original group, but they never explained what it was.
Maybe that's kind of their way of laying some eggs to, if there's a sequel to Twisters, they can connect it to the original Twisters. But why do that? Just fucking add it to the movie that you're doing now because we don't know if it's going to be successful, you assholes. God damn it. The only connection that we had in this was the Dorothy.
Right.
At the beginning.
Well, and the photo. But so a
lot of people probably didn't see that.
I forgot to look up when it came out. Did Top Gun Maverick come out in 24 or was it 23?
No. That was 23.
Okay.
Maybe.
I thought it was too early because I mean that was another good one too. But so then some of the other like the TV shows that I was very excited about all kind of really came out near the end of the year. Like the Cross TV show on Prime. Very good.
So it's called Cross?
Yeah, like so it's based on Alex Cross. So
okay.
A character in a book. I forget who wrote the book, but he it's a really good series. And then they decided to make another Dexter spinoff. So they
made another
Dexter Original Sin, which is still releasing episodes right now. Not as good as the original Dexter, but it's fun to see some of the backstory because it's like a prequel, like back when he was a kid, well, just out of high school probably. But and then the one, I mean, you got Yellowstone that finally came out finally finished their 5th season 2 years after 2 years on their. We're gonna have our mid-season finale, and then 2 years later, you finally get the last 6 episodes of the season.
Right. So to backtrack a little bit on Dexter, though. So you said that's when he was in high school. So did they have a Dexter, but it's a different actor as a high school guy?
So Michael C. Hall is narrating, but they have a different actor playing him. It's kind of like young Sheldon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like a young Sheldon where you have Sheldon narrating, and then
right. So, and I said high school, but it's actually right after he gets out of high school.
Well, yeah, but still a younger.
Correct.
Dexter. I've never watched a single episode of Dexter, so.
Well, but then what I've also seen, so they had their 5 or 6 seasons of Dexter that was on Showtime. It was just all what it was, and then like there was a hiatus for a little bit, and they came out with another season. I mean, they closed the loops on everything on the original Dexter seasons. The season.
Heard it was still disappointing though.
It was a little bit. So then they had another season of Dexter come out that was like him moving to a different location and more or less doing the same thing. And while watching the Dexter Original Sin series, apparently they are coming out with another season of Dexter, like the regular with Michael C. Hall and everything. That is, I'm curious to see where that's going to go.
Gotcha.
But the TV show that is probably, for me, one TV shows in 2024 was Landman. Billy Bob.
Landman? Yeah. You were telling me about that. Yeah.
It's basically Yellowstone for the oil rigs.
Gotcha.
It's a pretty good show.
I keep hearing about the Landman, but so it's a spinoff of.
Oh, it's not a spinoff. It's not a spinoff. It is its own standalone show. So
but it's just the same writers,
right? So Taylor Sheridan is the writer.
Okay, I thought it was a spinoff of.
So Taylor Sheridan wrote Yellowstone. He wrote
Yellowstone.
Lioness. He wrote Tulsa King. He wrote Town. He's huge. Like he's getting big names. Like he's doing something right, and he writes. Pretty sure he writes himself a role into every show that he does because he's in Yellowstone. He's in Landman. He's in Lioness. I haven't seen Tulsa King or Mayor of Kingstown yet, but I bet he's got a role in those too.
Well, you know, and I haven't even kept up with Tulsa King. I recently resubscribed to Paramount Plus so I can watch Tulsa King because it's got my guy Sylvester Stallone in it. That's my guy.
It does
my favorite actor.
And I've heard
I read all it. It's a great show, man.
I've seen now 3 different series that Taylor Sheridan has written, and I loved every one of them. So I'm probably going to be checking out Tulsa King and Mayor of Kingstown before too long.
I mean, think of anything that you saw from Taylor Sheridan and just add Sylvester Stallone being a mafia boss in the middle of Oklahoma. You know?
Right.
It's going to be fucking fantastic because it's close to home, too.
Right.
So you know you're going to love it.
So with it being close to home, like, do you see things that you recognize?
You got a lot of open fields and shit. That's all I recognize.
So
and a random marijuana dealer,
right?
Like
so that brings me to another TV show that I just recently started watching. It's been out for a while, but
it's still that 2024 conversation, right? Yeah.
Well, I don't. It may have come out in 23, but I finally watched The Last of Us.
Was The Last of Us over a year ago?
I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. But I just started watching it like a week or 2 ago. And we were in an episode, and they were sitting there doing some flyovers of an overgrown city, and I was like, I am pretty sure that is Kansas City. And then later in the episode, they were in Kansas City. I was like, dang, man, they nailed that. They actually, a lot of times when they say they're in a town, they just do a flyover of some random town, and anybody that lives in that town knows that that's not
right. Yeah. I hate those movies and shows where they just show a small town. We're supposed to believe that it's from that state that they're supposedly in. Which the first season told skiing was in Oklahoma, but then the second season they filmed it elsewhere. I'm like, you sons of bitches.
So they probably got all they needed from that first season of filming to
probably
create. They wanted to create to make it look like it was still Tulsa.
Because I was ready to pack my bag and stick my thumb out so I can go see Sylvester Stallone. I'm like, you're only a few hours away, baby. I'm coming. I got a lot of boxing gloves and shit that I need you to sign, motherfucker.
Unless he's like Carl Weathers and he charges like $300 to sign boxing.
Oh, he definitely does. He signs out the ass, or he pays, or he charges out the ass for a signature.
Yeah.
I just want to see him in person because I'm not going to pay his prices. I don't care if I become rich, but I just want to see him. Look, there's Sly. Hey,
and if he were to go to a convention, he'd be one of those people that they would put inside of a room that nobody can see unless you go in and pay.
That'd be the one year where it's VIP exclusive, and I didn't get a VIP. I'm like, I'm about to put a finger in some buttholes and make sure I get into this fucking room. Because I need to see Sly Stallone. He doesn't even decide anything. I just want to say hi. That's my guy.
See, that's the year that, like, if he were to ever come, like, I don't know if does he do any like horror movies?
He's never really done. No, he's never done a horror movie. Honestly,
I was gonna say, so you probably won't ever see him at Frightmare. But if that's the year that if he was going to be at Frightmare, you'd probably be making sure you got the Westin every year, just in case he came.
Yeah, I'd be that weirdo just sitting at the bar the whole time, or just making friends with the people that check people in.
Uh-huh.
I'm an employee today too. Yeah.
Well, like the year that
you're checking in, you get that room.
Like the year that John Carpenter was there, like he was apparently running out of people to get autographs from because he like left somewhat early, and I was walking by the Westin and he was just getting into a shuttle, so I like said hey.
Who's still alive? Who's still alive? Where they'd have to fucking, you see the thing where you're holding on the door, like, no, you're not taking me out of this fucking room.
It would probably be either Mark Hamill or Harrison Ford. Probably not Harrison Ford. It'd be Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill, huh?
Not only the namesake of my, a character of the namesake of my son. Also the voice of the Joker in Batman the Animated Series.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's done a lot of badass shit. There's just movies that get overlooked because he's fucking Luke Skywalker.
Yep.
I just watched a movie of his called Guyver. A fun watch to where like me, you, and Abby's would love, but...
So was that before he went to McDonald's and became MacGyver?
I see what you did there, you funny guy. No. It's called Guyver. It's just about alien invasion, and he's like a detective, and he's trying to take down the aliens. And it's the most generic fucking prosthetic body armor that these actors wear, and they transform. It's so good. The description doesn't sound great, but
bring it next week and we'll watch it.
I don't own it yet. I don't own it yet.
What the hell? How do you not own it yet?
Well, I had it in my Amazon cart, and then I was like, well, I can buy better things. But anyway, yeah, the Taylor Sheridan shows overall though for 2024 was a big hit for you.
Yes.
Anything else in 2024?
Oh, I'm sure there's many things that I'm forgetting, but I can't.
Are forgetting that fucking piece of shit goddamn NFL team that you cheered for winning the goddamn Super Bowl?
I was trying to stay away from the Super Bowl because I didn't want to rub any salt in your wound. But yes.
Rub the salt, baby. This is a podcast. We don't have to get along all the fucking time.
My Chiefs did win their third Super Bowl in 5 years. and back to back, and they are currently locked into the number 1 seed for this year's playoffs. So we'll see how that goes.
They're trying to three-peat. I'm about to
Never
do
been
one of
done.
those fucking seances, bro.
Well,
I'm not even kidding.
Here's the thing: 3-peat's never been done. They're like when
Never
you get into
been
the
done.
playoffs, every team's good. So at this point, we'll just see how it goes.
Everybody's 0-0, right? You're gonna give me that? What? You know why I'm doing this? I'm looking gay as shit. Well,
You're doing the
talk. Damn it!
See, that needs to be a clip for like a pre.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Yeah, fuck you, Chiefs.
Hey, that's fine. I mean, I had 50
Nobody wants a three-peat if
50
it's not
years of
three-peat.
bad luck that I'm.
Oh, so now you deserve a three-peat?
I'm not. It's 3. It's never happened for a reason. I won't believe that it happened until it happens, because winning a Super Bowl is very hard. Winning 2 in a row is even harder.
Well, I know winning a Super Bowl is very fucking hard. I know. I
Winning
get it.
3 in a row has never been done before. Like,
just think
I don't
of
even
all
wanna
those dynasty teams. Think of all those dynasty teams, and none of them have ever won a fucking three-peat.
well, I think it's so three Super Bowls in 5 years is like the going rate of the Cowboys. Was it?
It really is. Niners, Cowboys, Patriots.
Now the Chiefs. Like it's 3 and 5 years is what people then consider a dynasty.
Mm-hmm. In NFL terms, yeah, but 3 straight though. The three-peat.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said,
Apparently
I'm gonna
it's easier
start
to do that in the NBA or. I don't. I'm sure there's been a 3-peat in baseball too, but I didn't. I don't know. I'd have to look that up.
I think the NBA is the only one that has three-peat. I don't think hockey's ever had a three-peat. Not even the Gretzky era.
Which is insane.
Right? That just tells you how hard it is to do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna start buying a bunch of Chiefs gear and some candles and some salt so I can make that 5-point star. And I'm gonna start doing some seances and just hoping that the Chiefs do not three-peat. Yeah.
Well, on the bright side, I wouldn't be insufferable because it's not something that I would just sit there and go just. I mean, I'd obviously mention it, but I wouldn't just sit there and rub it in everybody's face.
No, you're fine. No, it has nothing to do with you. I just don't want the Chiefs to do it. You're fine.
You just don't want anybody to do it unless it's
your fellow Chiefs fans, on the other hand, I might have issues with them. We had to get it because if the Cowboys ever did 3 in a row, yeah, I wouldn't have any friends because.
Well, I mean, if it makes you feel better, I probably wouldn't rub it in your face, but I have a feeling that my wife might.
That's fine. She can because she can get away with a lot of shit with me because I love her to death. But anyways, let's advance forward. But my 2024 though, so my New Year's resolution from last year was to watch 100 new releases from 2024, and I accomplished that plus one.
How did that go? Oh,
it was very stressful.
You got to 101?
Yeah, I got to 101, and that was super, super stressful. It was hard. And I was watching this YouTuber that I watched, and he
make it. So if you made it, if you got 101, I guarantee there's a point that you were concerned you weren't going to make it.
Oh yeah, it was around October because I was only at like 40 or 50 in October, and I was like, I'm not going to do it. But then I just forced myself to watch some raggedy ass movies, and I started going to the movie every fucking week to see some of the new releases, which is actually a good thing because I got to see some good movies that I forced myself to watch, and they ended up being good.
Okay.
But that was a lot of my 24 screens, but I'll just quickly run off my top 5 and bottom 5 movies of 2024.
Okay. Now hold on. You do that. what is your grade, like top 5 and bottom 5? Like top 5 are just like amazing best movies you've ever seen, or just for the year?
Like
they
a
were in?
typical countdown for the year in 2024. This is where
Okay.
they rank.
Okay.
So my top 5 in 2024. Number 5 was Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Shout
Okay.
out Kevin Durant. He was
I was gonna say,
awesome.
was that the one Kevin Durant was in?
Mm-hmm.
Cool ass dude.
The Substance with Demi Moore, the body horror movie. Did you see that one?
I did not.
Have you heard of that
I don't
one?
know if I heard about that one.
Oh, that'd be a good watch for you and your wife, because without the kids, no kids, no kids whatsoever. But it's an awesome body horror.
So speaking of Demi Moore, though, she's in Landman, and she must have had work done because she does not look like Demi Moore.
Oh, really? Well, she still looks like Demi Moore in
that movie.
Substance, okay. I think. Yeah. I mean, you can still tell it's Demi Moore, and she's butt ass naked in this movie.
Well, I mean,
I saw the eyebrows raised there. She's naked a lot in this movie, and so is her counterpart. That, without going to spoilers, it's an older lady that wants to relive her youth, so she takes this substance, and the substance brings her youth back out of her. But the youth is literally her younger self leaving her body, and you see her leaving her body. And yeah, like I said, it's body horror, so that means there's some body gore to it, stuff like that.
Kind of like
Society. But I was like, yeah, well, yeah, but much better, much better, much better. This actually has a very good storyline and stuff like that, and it makes sense as to why these people are leaving their bodies and stuff like that.
I honestly didn't hate Society, though.
I know you didn't. I did, though. Such stupid. I mean, you got a face for a butthole. I mean, okay, but that's in the 80s. We're talking 2024 here. So my number 3 was Wicked, of all movies.
I loved Wicked. I was very disappointed.
Did you see it?
Oh yeah, we went and watched it. I was. For those that haven't seen it yet, this will be a little bit of a spoiler, but I did not realize they were going to split it into 2 parts.
Okay, I was going to say, don't say anything on the second half, because I didn't know. I've never given a shit about Wicked.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna spoil anything about the movie. Like, they did not portray it at all in any advertising that it was going to be a 2-part movie. And then
that's what pissed me off. I saw the to be continued.
Wicked Part 1, like at the very beginning. The opening credits, Wicked Part 1, and I was like, Part 1? What?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, wait, and this is 2.5 hours? What the fuck? And the only reason I watched it is because to complete my 100 movies within the year. But I kept watching it. About an hour into it, I was like, okay, but then after an hour, I was like, ooh.
To your point of to be continued, what? Emma was like, how is it to be continued? What the heck?
Yeah. Oh, and I know I can go and spoil myself because it's based off the fucking Broadway play and stuff like that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to avoid the fucking spoilers.
Well, and I actually have a book that I believe it's 2 books in the one. It's one of the Leatherbound series from Barnes and Noble, but it's Wicked is.
You know how it continues?
I do not. I have not seen the musical, and I have not read the book that I have yet. But it's got Wicked, and then it has a second part that is Son of a Witch. So like, we'll see. I'm not.
The name part 2 is like Wicked Too Soon or something like that. What I understand on this first half is that everybody that we thought was good is fucking evil. They're pieces of shit.
Yeah, Ariana Grande is a perfect cast for Glinda.
I know, right? Well, then that's another reason why it's on my number 3 on this fucking list, because the casting was phenomenal in this.
It was.
Jeff Goldblum, because you can never know Jeff Goldblum's good or bad, so he's perfect guest for that because he can be shady or positive.
Right.
But I never thought I'd ever fucking hate the Oz man. Growing up in
Right.
Kansas,
And
we love Wizard of Oz.
well, I mean,
Like, he's a
anybody
prick.
that's seen Wizard of Oz knows that the wizard is kind of like a fake wizard. I was very surprised by what I'll call the twist that they had near the end of the movie. I mean, in the movie, I kind of was able to but like I wasn't surprised by what we'll call the twist, but
So you don't know the second half either.
no.
Oh, I had a kid. Keep it that way because we're both going to be surprised at the same time.
Yeah. But no, I loved that movie. Oh, speaking
I
of
know. I was
which,
shocked.
but speaking of that movie, so for Christmas, her daughter wanted some of the like Barbie doll type of things. So
Oh yeah, with the misprint on the back.
she wanted a Glenda and an Elphaba. So guess what I've got?
You have a misprint one, don't you?
I have both misprints.
Nice. Keep a hold of those. They're gonna be worth something.
Yep.
Absolutely. They're gonna be worth a lot of money in like 20 years.
We debated on going ahead and giving it to her, or just since they were the misprints, we went ahead and just went ahead and reordered and told her there were some things that didn't come in time.
Yeah, but yeah, after like the first hour of Wicked, I'm like, because I wasn't expecting like this at all, but it's just I was trying to add on to my little 100 movie venture, and after the first time, I'm like, okay, I'm Bob. Yeah, this is fun. And then, but then about the second half of it, I'm like glued. I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. And like Ariana Grande as Glinda /
Glinda.
Well, it's Glinda, but they even talk about changing to Glinda in it too. And then she paid that, but Elphaba, she crushed it.
Absolutely
Fucking crushed it. So now when I hear that fucking defining note in Defying Gravity, I'm like, yeah, sing it, girl. I want to hear it again. Do it again.
Just hearing the name of the song gives me goosebumps.
Do it again. Yeah. Well, I love the popular song too. The popular lie. Oh, okay. Let me bring my masculinity back by continuing my list here.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with liking musicals. Musicals are awesome. Maybe that's an episode we should do is top 5 musicals.
Oh, we could. I've seen enough. But
I know what your number one would be.
Yeah, it's an opera. It's not a musical. It's fine.
It's a musical.
That works. All right, but yeah, Wicked was the biggest. It was the second biggest surprise for me of the year. My number 2 movie was a movie called Hundreds of Beavers.
Hundreds of Beavers.
Yeah, it's how do you do it? I know you don't really care for subtitles. Well, this is not subtitles, but I'm just kind of I'm wondering how you do with black and white movies. Are you okay with black and white?
I'm okay with black and white movies.
Okay, because I know you're okay with slapstick.
Oh yeah,
And like corny, cheesy ass fucking comedy. So then you would like this movie because this is actually a movie to where I can usually be like, okay, Colonel would like this, or maybe he'll like this. This one, no fucking clue if you would like it or not. I absolutely love it. And someday I'm going to show it to you. It is so good. I didn't expect this to love a movie about a black and white film with no dialogue and people dressed as beavers. Like you can tell, like it looked like mascot beavers. It's so good. It is so fucking good.
Okay. Like, is this Blades good or is this Rapturepalooza good?
Well, you know I didn't care for Rapturepalooza, so that's a horrible comparison. You know I like
Okay.
blades and don't like rapture police.
Let's see you. There's well.
Yeah, you're trying to think of comparison. Good luck. You're not going to. But number one is my number one movie, 2024, which I watch all the YouTubers stuff. Like I love watching the end of the year videos of like people's favorites and least favorites, stuff like that. This never made any list, and I don't know why, but it's called Boy Kills World. It stars Boy Kills World. It's like Boy Meets World, but Boy Kills World. And it stars Bill Skarsgård, Pennywise himself.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask if it starred was it Corey from Boy Meets World?
Yeah, it has nobody from Boy Meets World. It has nothing to do with Boy Meets World. It's called Boy Kills World. It stars Bill Skarsgård. It is
they should have
hilarious. But it's hilarious. It has high octane action, turn your brain off, fucking popcorn flick. It is so good. And Bill Skarsgård doesn't have a single fucking lick of dialogue in the movie. He doesn't say a goddamn word. But you hear his inner monologue. You hear his inner monologue though, but it's not him doing the inner monologue. It's the voice of Bob from Bob's Burgers.
Oh, isn't that the guy that played Archer, that voiced Archer too?
Yeah, the same guy that did Archer, Bob's Burgers. He's the inner monologue of Bill Skarsgård in this movie.
He was also
running around killing people.
Hot American Summer.
Yeah, that guy. He is the inner monologue of Bill Skarsgård.
He did Arby's commercials.
Yeah, Arby's. Yeah. Roast beef or whatever the fuck he said. I don't remember, but I know
I don't remember what he said in the Arby's commercial, but I remember hearing like, why is Archer doing Arby's commercials?
Yeah. But he's the inner monologue of Bill Skarsgård, and his reaction and the cinematography and just straight up popcorn flick. It's so fucking good.
Well, that means that we're probably going to need to watch that movie.
Oh, absolutely. I really think both you and Abs would love. Or you did not love, but have a good time with it.
You said that Bill Skarsgård was Pennywise, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's like 3 or 4 brothers and a dad that it's like the dad killing. I mean, it's killing.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, there's a bunch of Skarsgårds. Bill Skarsgård was Pennywise.
Okay.
Bill Skarsgård found his way on both my top 5 favorite and top 5 least favorite movies.
Bill did.
Yeah. Which we'll continue in a minute because I gotta pee. I got the clap. Okay. So got that part out there. So that was my top 5 of 2024. It's that was
Go ahead and get it out.
Just your okay, I'm good. But all right, that was my top 5. That was my top 5 movies 2024. I also had a bottom 5.
I'm interested on this one.
Well, the bottom 5.
Would you consider these dumpster fires, or would you just consider them the worst movies of the year?
I consider 2 of them absolute dumpster fires. Absolute dumpster fires. 2 of them are absolute dumpster fires. So obviously the bottom 2 are going to be absolute. So 5 is number 5 is Tarot, however you want to pronounce it.
Like tarot card.
Tarot cards, yeah. There was a horror movie called Tarot.
I think I remember seeing that one advertised, but I never watched it.
I had hopes for it because I mean, like when you do tarot card reading movies, that's pretty generic because there's a bunch of them.
Right.
But this one was an actual like theatrical release. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Dog shit. Okay. You know how Bill Skarsgård was in my number 1 for Boy Who Kills the World for my favorite movie. Well, number 4, he's also the star of The Crow remake. Number 3 is Night Swim. That movie sucked. But yeah, so that was my number 3. Number 2 was okay. So you know the whole public domain stuff to where you know when enough time has passed.
Didn't they just
Steamboat?
Pooh and like the Winnie the Pooh and
like Winnie the Pooh and stuff like that.
When there's supposed to be a Tigger movie coming out.
Well, Tigger is part of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2.
Right. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, they're because they're creating this Pooh-niverse.
Right.
With Pinocchio and stuff like that.
Pooh-niverse. Not with Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Pooh-niverse because it's Winnie the Pooh.
Pinocchio part of it. But they Steamboat Willie became public domain. Not Mickey Mouse.
Yes,
Steamboat Willie.
I really wanted to see that. Was it bad?
Awful. Number one shouldn't be any surprise because, like I said, Boy That Kills World wasn't on anybody's list. This is the most common number one in 2024 on bad lists.
Okay.
And deservingly so. And it was Madam Web.
Okay. Yeah. So that's so
pile of dog shit.